Hello everyone, welcome back to Cloudy Hands Crafts. If you're new here, my name is Rachel and today I am going to be making a little flip-flap kind of thing to go in junk journals. So I've got an idea in my head of what I want to do and I'm not sure if it's going to work, but I thought I'd bring you along for the journey anyway. In front of me, this is the pile of goodies that I have. I've got some Tim Holtz photo booth pictures, some little scraps of fabric. I'm not sure if I'll use those, but I've brought them anyway. Some of the mini Tim Holtz paper dolls and a couple of tiny journal cards. Most importantly, well at least I think they're going to be, are these pieces of A5 paper that have been dyed with tea. These were just 80 GSM for your information if that is important. I don't know if it is yet, but it might be. And then I've got these scraps, which I'm hoping to use up during the process. And then I've got these backup papers as well if I need any extras. These were Craft Sensations ones, and I think I got these from Poundland, so cheap and cheerful. So I'm going to set all of those to one side for now and just start with my plain paper. It's the thing about having lots of little pieces, they get everywhere. Okay. So because I know that these are A5, they will be 21 centimeters long. Now we're going to divide that number by 3, which hopefully gives us 7. So I'm going to divide it into 7 centimeter chunks across the page. I'm going to score this. I don't have one of those scoring tool scorers. I've just got my paper trimmer which has a scoring tool attached. Okay, so we're lining it up with the 7 centimeter mark, straightening it out as best we can and then scoring down. Now this has been dyed with tea, so of course it's wrinkly, it's not going to be perfect, and also it's already trying to tear that, which I don't need at this point. So let's see, I've got a bone folder and we'll just try and gently score that because I don't want it to rip. Turn it round, line it up with the 7 centimeters again and score down. And repeat with the other piece of paper. Easier for you to see if I just turn it and score it when we're doing equal measurements. Okay. Now I want to score each piece in half lengthways, and the width of the paper is 14.6 centimeters. So we need to make that 7.3. Mental arithmetic was never my strong suit. Not quite impressed that I managed to do that. Again, using both pieces for this. What do we say? 7.3. Not so good when it comes to numbers. So already this is different to what I had in mind. So I'm not sure at all whether it's going to work. So I'm folding the right side in and then the left side in. And I'm going to burnish those folds when I'm happy that they're in the right position. Same again. Okay, something's gone off there. It's not perfectly aligned, so I'm going to use this as the underneath sheet. And this one's going inside. So I basically want it to be double thickness. I'm going to turn that because you see how those edges are lining up fine, and that's just going to hide this one that isn't lining up very well. And then what I'll do, once I've glued it, I'm going to trim that excess part down there. Now, at the point where the score line is, I want to cut here and on this side as well, down here. And then I'm going to cut down on one side and up on the other side so that these chunks are taken out. It doesn't matter which side you do which. At least I don't think it does. So I'm placing that central score line in line with the tool, and then this will be at 7. Line it up, push it down and cut. Same on the other side. This light isn't very good for seeing the score lines. Line it up with a 7, pierce and cut, and we'll have it this way. So those two pieces are the pieces we're going to keep, and then we're going to cut. That. And there we have a little flippy book. So we'll have it that way. So the next step is to glue, and you can decide whether you want to have these pockets to load from the side or whether you want them to load from the top. I'm going to load mine from the top in each case here. So I'm going to glue around here, and the opposite. So around, open that up, around here and up there. Then I'm going to snip some thumb holes, and then this back one's another pocket as well, which will have a nice long tag going inside, hopefully. Okay, so I'm taking the bottom sheet and I'm going to apply some glue. Sorry, my glue's starting to explode, that's not great. Hopefully your glue will behave a lot better than mine is. And then we're going to place that on top and line it up as perfectly as we can. Okay, so I am going to get my scissors. These tiny ones are the only ones I had to hand. And I'm going to trim that excess. And I think I might have a little slither off that bit as well, just to make it more even. It's the same either way, isn't it? Yeah. No, because I've glued it. Okay. Now I am going to do some matting and layering on top. So I am going to use those pieces of scrap that I had of design papers, and I am going to leave a small border around. So I'm going to cut a square for this piece, and then a square for the inside, square for this piece, and a square for the inside of that, and a rectangle to cover this piece, and a rectangle to cover the back side as well. Now, so I'm going to put that under my board so that it dries nice and flat. And I have these small pieces for measuring. So that's 7 centimeters square. And I'm going to do 2 in this design. So I'm going to cut at 6.5 centimeters. Then you can measure it against those. Sorry, have I just cut? Yeah, sorry. You might not have been able to see that. But you should have a tiny border around the edges. We'll try that with the pieces that I have underneath my mat when we can, when they're dry. But at the moment I'm just going to leave them bigger rather than cutting them too small and regretting it later. So 2 in that design and then 2 in this design. So we have 6.5 centimeters. So you see you've got a nice even border there. I'm not happy about that one. So I'm going to take a piece off. Are they the same size? They don't look it. Yes, as I suspected. I must have moved it by accident. Let's see if I can do it with scissors. I normally like to try and be a bit precise with my cutting, but hey, let's not worry too much. That's probably something to do with my measurements because it is a good way off. No, I'm going to keep them same. I prefer them like that. Have the two matching patterns that side. And two matching patterns on the inside as well. Okay, let's get those stuck down. Even though they don't, got a torn edge there. So even though they don't match up, I think it looks better with the flower at the top. It just looks more natural. I'm still going to take another sliver off there. And another one, just to make sure that I've got that nice obvious border where it looks like it's been done on purpose rather than by accident. That one looks okay, just because it's leaning over slightly. As I say though, you can be more precise than me, so I'm going to ink them. With vintage photo, as always. Okay, just check that you've got your pockets glued the right way before you stick these down. Try and get that as central as I can. It's always easier said than done. I didn't really expect to use those on the outside, but that's what's happened, and I'm quite happy with it. I'm going to have these inside, like one there and one there. I've definitely measured the centre line at the wrong point. I should have shaved a bit off or something, but never mind. You can do it right. Just make sure you get your centre point and the right point. That glue's not going to last much longer. Started misbehaving. Okay, that can go under to dry and be flattened. Hope that ink's not going to fall off my tablecloth. Actually, let's just have a measure. So the height is 14.5, width is 7. I should know that already, shouldn't I? So the piece that we need to go inside is 14 by 6.5. You'll need 2 of these pieces, one for the back and one for the middle. I'm going to have to use this for the back, I think. Turn it sideways. Just take that rough edge off. Six and a half by 14. Ink around the edges. Yeah, taking that down to 6. It's fallen off this now. I think I'm ready for a new one. Plenty of glue to counteract the ripples in the paper and the copy paper. Tea stained one. There we go, so it is working. And we want that piece on the back. Do we need to take any off? I'm going to say yes. Less than 5mm I'm taking off the back one. Because it doesn't need to squeeze in quite as much. That's just going to... I know it's very similar actually to the pattern that's already there. You could just leave it blank, but I'm just adding this for a bit of extra stability. I like to make any pieces that you put in the journal as strong as possible so that it can withstand being taken in and out all the time. Right, and then you can just decorate it how you want. So let's put that back under for a moment to dry. Okay, so it's pretty well dried now. I'm just going to do some thumb tabs using my circle punch. If I had 2 of these, one slightly smaller than the other, then I would have done these pieces separately. But as it goes, that didn't work out, so I've only got the one punch. There we go, so we've got pocket here, pocket here, pocket here, and then a piece of journaling space there on the back. So let's add just with these scraps. I'm going to try and make some clusters with the paper dolls. So I'm thinking something like this, with a piece of this laid over, and then some people on top. So this is just some scrap fabric that I had from making a journal cover. But what I really want to do is get the frayed edge. Harder to do when you're working with smaller pieces to do that, otherwise you can rip it into strips and get that very frayed effect. I'm going to add some ink as well, just to make it blend a little bit better with the rest of the item. So it's going to be there. Shall we add some ink to this? Again, just to take that brightness away slightly. Stagger them. That flower looks upside down, even though you can't really see it. It needs to be the right way up, I think. Although that puts the right in the wrong way. This is script. And just pop that there. I'm going to ink those as well, because these are in black and white and I just want to give them a more sepia look, so they go nicely. Oops. It's quite easy to do, just to make it look a bit more like it's supposed to be there. What if we stagger them? I'm going to hide that pinky bit in the middle. They'll be standing on that and hide it. Yeah. Behind, shall we try that? No, it's not enough. They need something like that. Yeah. Like that, and then same again. The bottom one. And this time I'm doing it at the opposite side. The fabric will be at the opposite side, just to bookend those a little bit. And some more little people, all the little kids. They're so sweet. Little children holding hands in the snow. And I like that because these are quite wintry colours. Don't forget to ink that to match the other one. I need to do the edges. So there will be something along these lines, looking like that. Glue them down. There, I think that's cute. Just makes for something a little bit more interesting to go inside your journal. So we just need a couple of things to pop in those spaces. You can put whatever you want in. Those are going to be a bit too big. But I'm just thinking a couple of these will go down well. So I want to have that happy couple. And the boy with the dog. I'm going to round those corners just to make it easier to put them in. Add some ink as well, as always. Nice little surprise in there. Nice little surprise in there. Hey, they were a good fit, weren't they? And then we want a nice thin tag to go in this back pocket. Okay, so I found this tag which was it was a bit wider than this, but I've just shaved a bit off the edges. You probably can't see it very well on this mat, but I'm going to ink those edges up. Put a nice bit of definition. take that away so you can see. And I did have a piece of really narrow lace. Oh, there it is. Which I can thread through. So the tag probably didn't need to be this narrow, but I just know that I had splodgy glue issues, and I think that it might just ruin the effect a little bit. And make the passage a bit too narrow to stick it through. There we go. That goes in there. Cool. And then you can just make any adjustments, like trimming. As you go. And that should just make it fit so that you can open it up both ways. Still need another slither. Can't believe how many times I've said slither in this video. There. Both sides open now. Still catching a little bit, but I'm not going to get too obsessive over it. Okay. So, let me know what you think. Try it. Have a go. It's a nice little place to add some photographs or a little note in the middle. And it's quite tactile as well. And I like that you've got two pockets there to slip your photographs into. There we have it. Alright, thank you very much guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. And hopefully I will see you again next time. Alright.